right, it's your girl Corey.
It's your boy Chemist, and welcome back to Black Box Conversations, where we give you guidance and advice on issues and topics that you may be going through. We have 2 questions that were submitted, so we'll go ahead and jump right into it. We won't keep you waiting. First question goes as follows. Should a person have to prove themselves for your forgiveness? And we actually took a poll on this question now, so we'll get to that a little bit later. Go ahead, sister. Give us your.
Well, I can give the results of the poll. It was pretty much split. It wasn't even split. Unanimously, I try to say your word. Everyone said pretty much yes. Half of the people said yes, and the other half said it depends. No one said no. So
yeah, nobody said
that. What that tells you is when you lose somebody's trust, you may have to work harder to gain it back. So for me, they definitely would have to prove it. I definitely voted yes. And the reason is because I'm so authentic, I'm so blunt, I'm so real. What you're gonna get with me is black and white. There's never no guess. If I feel a certain way, I'm gonna tell you. If you feel a way about certain things, I'm gonna give you a certain level of respect. The only thing about that is I expect that same energy to be exchanged back to me.
Yeah.
So if you betray my trust, it's hard for me to give you that same level of respect back, because I looked at you at a higher level and you just showed me that you have like it in you to play a role of somebody of my enemy. You know, like if someone betrays your trust and they're close to you, that's almost worse than an enemy, because they get inside information from you. They know your most intimate feelings, you know?
Yeah.
So definitely for me, you're gonna have to work, and it's not gonna come overnight. And it's like, do you really want to work that hard? Because it's not gonna be easy. So you don't have to prove yourself to me. I was authentic. I knew what would hurt you. I didn't do it. I didn't betray you. You betrayed me. So why should I even trust someone like you? Like, do you really have it in you to be loyal? You're going to have to show the potential for loyalty, and that you don't have that in you anymore. You've learned the lesson type thing. And I'm not going to budge down for nobody.
As you shouldn't. As you should. Yeah. I guess I definitely agree with you. You know, especially if a person has done you wrong or betrayed your trust. I guess, like, what's the severity of the offense? Like, what did you do? You know what I'm saying? Because it's levels to this thing. And like you said, sister, if you didn't stab me in the back, and I tell everybody this, I said, look, my love is unconditional. That does not mean that it's positional, though, which means I may love you unconditionally, but you will not occupy that same space that you used to occupy. You will not play that same position that you used to play in my life. Because me, I learn lessons, and I never listen when other people tell me about people. I take people for what they show me. So if I see you in a certain light, that means you showed me who you were. That means I didn't give you a chance. You didn't betray my trust. So what's the severity of that? And then another thing, right? Are you asking for forgiveness because you got caught? Or, you know what I'm saying? Are you just asking for forgiveness? Because forgiveness, when you ask for that, that means a change in your behavior. That means that what you did, you're not supposed to do anymore. So am I finding out the offense through somebody? Did you come to me and tell me what happened? And if you didn't come to me and tell me what happened, are you only sorry that you got caught? Because a lot of people always say they sorry all the time. No, let's just be real. You ain't sorry. You sorry that you got caught in the act. That's why you sorry. You sorry that this image that I had of you is no longer that image. That's why you're sorry. So, like, what's the reason behind it? What's the severity behind it? And then how did I find out the offense, right? And I do think, you know, an individual has to prove themselves when they ask for forgiveness, because like I said, once again, forgiveness, if you ask me for that, that means that you have to change your behavior. And what you did, you shouldn't do again. And me, myself, personally, I don't let a lot of people in my space. I don't let a lot of people in my circle. So if I let you in my circle, if I let you in my space, that means that I seen something in you. And if you were to betray that, you know what I'm saying, I'm already, you know, looking on the outside trying to go out the couch. So if you were to betray that's going to be hard, you know, for me to allow you back in that space. And like I said, I'll forgive you. I'll forgive you. I won't hold that. That don't mean that you have to be in my life. That don't mean that you have to occupy that same position. I can love you from a distance.
Yeah.
I don't have to love you in this space. I can love you all the way over there. You know what I'm saying? But what's the severity of it? And how did I find out the offense or whatnot? But that's just my opinion.
You know, I don't forgive like that. Like, I'm a Taurus, and I have people from 3rd grade I still don't care about. Like, I don't care. Like, I take that really serious. My thing is, if I looked at you as a loyal person,
Be loyal.
Your character's changed because that's not the same person. You
Yeah.
show me who you really were. You showed your cards. Eventually, they'll show. And also depends on the severity of it, like my brother said. But I'm looking at something like if it's a white lie, like you said that you were gonna be at the store, but you was really at home, stuff like that. I don't really care.
Yeah.
But if it's something that hurts me emotionally,
That's a different type of hurt. That's a different type of hurt.
And I've expressed, and usually I express these things on what would hurt me. So that'll be like an open dialogue that you would know. But I don't. You're gonna have to work for it because you're no longer the character that I saw, and the trust is gone. So you will have to work for that. And so you just gotta ask yourself, is that something that you really want to do? So yeah, a person has to prove themselves because you're no longer the character that I thought you were. Then the trust has been broken, and trust is what probably got us as close as it did, and you no longer have that. So I'm sorry, I'm not that.
No, you're fine. And you know what I see? Oftentimes I see when a person is hurt, you know, the hurt person is still recovering. The other person that inflicted the wound, they get mad when you don't forgive them in the time period they want you to forgive them. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, it don't work like that. I don't know how long it may take for you to heal your wound, but it takes time for me to heal. And I'm sorry that I don't operate on your time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When you cause the affliction, when you are the one that stabbed me in the back, that wound if you stab me in my back, that wound takes time to heal. And I'm sorry that you wanted me to forgive you at the time that you wanted me to forgive, but I don't operate like that. Yeah. I'm a different type of person. You said you're a Taurus. I'm a Capricorn. And let me tell you about Capricorns. I don't forget things. I don't forget. I remember everything. You know what I'm saying? I put it right in the back of my mind.
I forget, but you know why I won't forget? Is that you did me wrong. I might forget what you did, but I'll never forget you did me wrong, and that's all that matters.
And I wouldn't have never did you that way. That's the thing. I wouldn't have never did you that. Had we been in the same position, I wouldn't have did to you what you did to me. You hurt me. You were someone that I allowed to get close to me. You were someone that I trusted, be that relationship, be that friendship. However you got within that space, that means that I trusted you and you betrayed that trust. Now, it's going to take some time. And I don't even know if time is going to put you back in that space. Because like I said, I can love you from a distance. It don't hurt me or bother me. I'm a lone wolf. I grew up this way. So it's easy for me to walk away for something that's not beneficial to me. So that's just me, myself, personally. I walk away to preserve my peace. Because if I feel like you're going to war with, that's a different conversation for a different day. That's a different conversation for a different day. Oh, I went that. So we got another question. This is an interesting question, sister, right? The question goes, should you give your ex a second chance? I'm going to rephrase it. Should you give your ex, that word ex, a second chance? Go ahead.
No, just playing. To me, it depends. It really depends on the severity of the breakup. How old was I? Like, if this is someone that I had deep feelings and it feels unfinished, and I see that there's been a change, and like say for instance we were young, and I see that there has been a change, I might be for it. If it's someone, hold on, who did that? If it's someone that we're older, more mature, we understand past pains, we understand how it feels to be hurt. It depends on what they did. Like,
Yeah.
did we break up because you cheated? Did we break up because you were just not there mentally? Like, what was the reason? So the reason for the breakup holds a lot of weight. I personally don't want none of my exes back. And that's just because it's like when you're with a person, or at least for me, when I was with anyone, I gave my all into it.
Yeah.
I had respect over, just said this, should this person prove to you for forgiveness? This is pretty much the same thing, but it's talking about on the relationship wise. I give my all when I'm dealing with someone. I hold that person to a high level. I do everything for them and have a certain level of respect for them that I would want them to do for me. I see who they are from day one. They don't have to, you know, I appreciate them from day one. They don't have to like leave me for me to understand, oh, you're jewel to me. So a lot of times people, they get caught up, like we said, on social media. They just get caught up in what other people are telling them, not to realize what they got is something rare. So they wait until they lose you to realize your value and to try to appreciate you. But the way I am, by the time I leave, I've had enough already.
Yeah.
By the time I leave, I've already weighed out the pros and cons. I've already detached from the situation. So once I fully detach from someone, I look at them in a different light. I'm no longer attracted. I'm actually unattracted, because if you did me wrong and all I did was bring love and pour into you and pump your horn and listen to your stories and have a certain level of respect, not to disrespect you, then you will never get me back, like, ever. But if it was something like, say for instance, like there was a move, or we were just young, you know, to really get it, and there was maybe some feelings there, then possibly. But no, I just don't forgive like that, because like I said, I'm a very honest and upfront person, and what you get with me is black and white. There's no guessing in betweens. I give my all. So I take betrayal seriously. Now, for someone else, do I think they should take their ex back? If they didn't do anything to physically or mentally hurt you or degrade you, and you need that closure, or, you know, because I mean, sometimes it works. Like, look at Nelly and Ashanti. Sometimes you're just not mentally prepared for a serious relationship, or with that person, you don't realize their value. So he went and he spin the block back, because everyone he was dealing with from that point on, it just didn't work out. And now look at them. She having her first baby and they're married. So, I mean, it could work. So I don't see nothing wrong. I don't judge anybody else for doing it. I haven't had an ex that I would, you know, want to call up and try to work those things out with. Because like I said, like, usually I give a chance until I'm fed up. And when I'm fed up, I'm already detached. So I don't know. I wouldn't do it, but I don't see nothing wrong with other people doing it, especially if there was a valid reason for the breakup. Or if you've come to an understanding now and there's been progress in character building and development.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree with you. Why are they an ex? You know what I mean? Like what's the reason behind it? Was there damage there? And now you're trying to do damage control? Like did we just grow apart? Did we have two different mindsets and two different mentalities? Did we desire two different things? Did you betray me? Did you step out? You know, it depends on the reason behind it. I'm gonna be real. If you stepped out, you can stay stepping out and keep stepping the other way. I don't need you to, redirect your steps back this way because that door closed. You know what I'm saying? You thought the grass was green on the other side. It ain't green over there. That's concrete. Ain't no grass over there. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing growing on that side. You know what I'm saying? So if that's the reason behind it, I'm not taking no X back in that situation. You know what I'm saying? If there was like a moving situation or something like that, that's completely different. And was it on you that y'all broke up, or was it on them? Like, what's the reason for it? Is it because they went out there and seen that there was nothing like what they had, and now they're trying to return to familiar ground? Is it that they stepped away and couldn't deal with the pain of being without you? Was it they stepped away and didn't realize how valuable you were? Because like my sister said, and I feel the same way, if I'm in a relationship and I'm going to take that term and I'm going to highlight it, relationship, not a situationship. All right, one more time. If I'm in a relationship, I mean, we partners, and you betray my trust, I know how I am in a relationship. I mean, I'm in love with the entirety of my heart. I'm in love with the entirety of my being, which means I got you. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I got you. I'm going to pour into your cup, and when it's empty, I'm going to pour some more from my cup into your cup to make sure that you're full. I'm going to boost you up. I'm going to speak life into you. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be the person that you need me to be. Now, if you were to betray me somehow, some way within that relationship, after I've given my hour, I have nothing else to give you.
But you know what? You know what? For me, even if it's not like betrayal as far as cheating or anything, if it's like a relationship, like you said, where you are pouring and pouring and pouring, and they never pour back to you to the point where you feel empty inside, and it's like an actual energy you feel that you don't have anymore to give, and they never poured into you, and then your cup is dry, and that dryness can last you for a while. You don't have no more love to give to anyone, because when you were trying and showing this person how much you loved and valued you, they didn't give you anything in return. So now they come back to you because of course they got a full cup, but your cup is still empty. And it's like, if you really want someone, and like I've noticed, I've seen my whole life, if a man really wants you, he gonna go get you, go after you, no matter what. If a man actually wants you, they're gonna go after you. They're gonna prove to you that you're worthy, wanting certain things, like expecting certain things out of a relationship. They're gonna meet those if they really value you and want you. It's when they don't want you, they're not willing to do those things. And it's like a realization, like, damn, he didn't really want me when I was with him. Here I was giving all this love and affection and pouring into him, and he didn't give me a drop of anything, not even a thank you, until he realized I wasn't pouring into him no more. So do you really miss me, or do you miss the love I was giving you? Do you miss being around me, watching TV, laughing and talking? Or do you miss someone that brought you up and gave you affirmations, stuff like that? And it's like, that's why when someone leaves, I can't really fuck with them no more. Like,
and then another thing, right? If that person has left and you've healed, right? Mm-hmm. It's going to be hard to let that person back into your life after you had to take time, go inside of yourself to heal yourself, and that wound is healed. Why would I open that Band-Aid again? Why would I do that? Like, in every situation is different, though. Not all situations are the same. And then too, at the same time, like, what lessons were learned from the past? Why did we break up? Was it because we were still growing? Was I still becoming a better version of myself and you were becoming a better version of yourself? Did you learn your lessons? Because we can't have a repeat of the same grade. You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna learn my lessons. You know what I'm saying? So and then you gotta understand is that there's gonna be boundaries that are set. It's not gonna be like it was before, especially if there's hurt there or pain there or there was wounds that were inflicted. It's hard for me to get what they say, a dog don't
But
return to its own
you
vomit.
know what? Sometimes like they don't even be wanting you. They come back because they see you happy.
Yeah.
And there's like a certain jealousy, you know, or they see you moving on with someone else and they don't want you, but they want you to
They don't
always
want
be
nobody
there.
else to
That's
have
so
it.
important to them. They don't want you to give that cup to someone else. I'm like, no, that's mine. That's who pours into me. You can't have her. So sometimes you gotta watch it because the men will come back just to claim their territory, but not to stay long. They come long enough to keep you and tell you that they want you, they love you, but they give you what is the word I'm looking for? When they give you scraps of things.
I don't know, but that sounds good to me.
But yeah, they'll come back and feed you scraps. You'll never get a full dinner. You know what I'm saying?
Get crumbs on the plate.
Yeah, breadcrumb you. That's the
Yeah.
word. They come back and breadcrumb you just enough to keep you around. You know, so I think you gotta be careful. I don't believe in them second chances. Now, like even a friendship, like usually the friendship breakup is worse than the relationship breakup because
Oh,
they had to do something severe to lose you as a friend, you know?
yeah,
Like
definitely.
anyone I stopped being friends with, it was never like I can say this with, you know, on a lie detector. I've never did anything to betray nobody. I've always been upfront, and you never had to guess with me.
Yeah.
So if I stopped being friends with anyone, it was always me that stopped being friends, and that's because the betrayal.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do you sit there and laugh and talk with someone and you know that they did
I can't
something
do
that
it.
hurt you
Yeah.
drastically? Like, how do you gotta heal? Like, and if I healed and I'm able to have a conversation with you, the relationship will never be the same until you prove that you've learned and I can trust you. The trust has to be gained back and you have to prove it. If you don't want to do that, then you don't have to be in my life. And believe me, I would not care.
Yeah. And then another thing, right? Why are you trying to come back? You know, is it fear of being alone? Uh, why are you allowing them back? Is it fear of being alone? You know what I mean? Like you see everybody else in relationships and you think that, you know, hey, they in relationships, I'm gonna have to go ahead and hop in one. I'm getting like what's the reason behind it? You know, I think things come to a conclusion for a reason, and you know, everything has a season. And if that's the end of the season, that's the end of the season. And it's hard to move forward, but that's a beautiful thing about moving forward. It's brand new territory. You know what I'm saying? Brand new mindset, a brand new mentality. And you never know what's waiting for you. You don't want to keep looking back at what was. And another thing, right? When you take time out to heal yourself and you allow yourself to be comfortable, you know, in isolation, you have to be careful because the universe will send you lessons. It will send you lessons. That X, what we call a Mercury retrograde, sister. That X will come knocking right on the door. Boom, 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 boom. To see if you learned your lesson. Did you learn that lesson? It may be time to move forward. And this may be the opportunity for you to prove that it's time to move forward. So it's a lot of things that come with the territory day. 30 minutes.
Yeah. Well, if anyone has any questions or wants to send us any questions, you can inbox me or you can inbox Chemist here. If you want to watch the full video, you can always watch it on our YouTube channel. There's 1,000 links on my page. So once again, it's your girl Corey.
It's your boy Chemist.
And thank you for tuning in to Black Box Conversations. Y'all have a great day.